Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Here to go over some absolutely awesome new Steam game deals coming from our good friends over at Green Man Gaming. Tokyo Game Show is running right now. You guys know I love me my Japanese games, so there's a lot of quality stuff to cover when it pertains to Japanese titles. And again, I love me my JRPGs. I know it's not for everybody. Japanese games aren't for everybody, but there's a lot of great stuff to check out, so I thought I would cover a lot of the deals that are available. This is, again, scratching the surface, and I am trying to keep it pertaining to the games that are relevant to Tokyo Game Show, but I think I got, like, a couple of titles that have scurried on their way into this video, but nevertheless, a ton of good stuff, and if you are remotely into Japanese titles, there's just an absurd amount of high-quality game deals to check out, so let's get right into it. Let's cover all the Final Fantasy games. So, Final Fantasy X, X-2 HD Remaster, $9.84. Final Fantasy XII is on sale, trying to pull it up, $16.40. Final Fantasy XIII, I think this game is criminally underrated, $5.25. Final Fantasy XV, $11.48, which is a really good deal as well. And then we'll throw out a mention of Final Fantasy XVI, the Complete Edition. It is 18% off for XP members, $57.39. That's just the deal that GMG's been running on FF16. So let's break down all of these deals. And by the way, this isn't even everything. You've got the 7 Remake on sale as well. I believe you've got Final Fantasy VIII on sale, Final Fantasy IX. Like I said, Crisis Core, there's an absurd amount of stuff that is discounted, so just keep that in mind. Final Fantasy X, really good. Shows its age a little bit as an early PlayStation 2 title, but still quite good. Love the sphere grid gimmick to the game as well. And I actually think X-2 isn't as terrible as people say, but obviously X is like the marquee title here. Final Fantasy XII is absolutely awesome. Outside of a lackluster main character, the supporting cast is also really good. Like, Ash is really the main character in this game, but nevertheless, really enjoyed Final Fantasy XII. A lot of content, an absurd amount of content as well. $16.40 is great for that. Final Fantasy XIII. I love Final Fantasy XIII. I know, that is the controversial opinion. Final Fantasy XIII is really, I would say, Final Fantasy XIII, Final Fantasy XV, and Final Fantasy XVI are all incredibly divisive. You are going to get people with all three of these games that say that they absolutely hate each of those games. They hate 13 but love 16. They hate 13 but love 15 but hate 13, so on and so forth. 13, 15, and 16 are so incredibly divisive that I would just say play them for yourself. Final Fantasy XIII, the main criticism is that it's incredibly linear until Chapter 11, which is like the tail end of the game. However, the battle system is awesome. Lightning is awesome as a main character. I mean, like, it's not like her character has that much depth to her, but, like, Lightning's badass. So it's like, you know, you enjoy the game from that standpoint. The battle system, like I said, is great. Visually, it still looks pretty decent for a game that's damn near 15 years old. $5 and change, I think it's a great deal. Final Fantasy 15. There's elements of this game that I really enjoy. I think the open world is gorgeous, the visuals are gorgeous, the combat is enjoyable. The narrative is where FF15 really fumbles, and it fumbles hard. The Windows Edition does come with all the DLC, or the majority of the DLC content. It doesn't have episode Arden, but as a sizable amount of DLC. For this price point, I think 15's worthwhile and a great soundtrack. All the FFs are great soundtracks. And then, like I said, 16, $57.39 is pricey. I loved Final Fantasy 16. A lot of people hate it. It's straight up an action game more than it is an RPG, but it's got a great story, although I don't agree with all of the story decisions they took, but it's still a very enjoyable game. It is difficult to run. The PC port isn't phenomenal, but like, my experience has been fairly good playing through it on PC, so take that for what you will. The price point's hefty, so, you know, it is what it is. I'll let you guys decide on that. Another Square Enix IP that's beloved is NieR Replicant, 67% off for $19.68. NieR Automata, 67% off for $13.12. NieR Automata is tremendous. I actually watched the first part of the anime recently. I believe the second part also just wrapped up, but NieR Automata is great. Awesome soundtrack across both of these games. Gameplay in Automata certainly better than Replicant. Platinum Games had a hand in Automata's gameplay, so really that's why Automata is like really good as an action game. Narratively, they can be fairly confusing, but when they come together really, really well, and it's incredibly captivating. $13.12 for Automata is a bargain, and Replicant for 19 and change is still pretty good, so would give that a shout. Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition, 76% off for $14.25. A lot of attention around Monster Hunter Wilds. Those system requirements are kind of insane, but Wilds is going to be $70, or, GMG's got a good deal on Wilds running, I think it's like $58, but it's going to be considerably more expensive than World. Here you get the expansion as well for $14 and change. I think this is a really good buy for Monster Hunter World, so check it out for yourself. Again, a lot of content for your dollar, so definitely a worthwhile pickup there. Dragon's Dogma 2, 50% off for $35.10. Look, I didn't love Dogma 2, but a lot of people did. It's an RPG that doesn't hold your hand much. I wasn't crazy about the traversal, but if you want to check it out, if you've had interest in it, this is a steep discount for a game that came out 6 months ago, so worthwhile to check it out in that standpoint. Judgment, a 73% off for $10.80. Lost Judgment, 73% off for $16.20. Lost Judgment is a direct sequel to Judgment. Play Judgment first, for sure. Judgment is a great starting point to play the RGG titles. It really comes down to, do you want to play a turn-based RPG? I would recommend Yakuza Like a Dragon if that's the case. If you want to play an action beat-em-up, the option then goes to either Yakuza 0 or Judgment. Yakuza 0 doesn't have English voice acting. It shows its age a little bit, as initially it was a game built for the PlayStation 3. So Judgment has better visuals, English voice acting that's really good. I played through the entirety of Judgment with English voice acting. I thought they did a great job with the English voice acting, and a great story. Like, Judgment's story is awesome. Lost Judgment, from a gameplay standpoint, builds upon Judgment quite a lot. Narratively, Judgment is the stronger game for sure, but narratively, Lost Judgment is really good as well. Like, these games are just so effing good that just play Judgment, and, you'll want to play everything else ultimately after that. You'll want to play all the Yakuza games, you'll want to play Like a Dragon, and yeah, speaking of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is on sale as well. 46% off for $37.79. The accessibility of these games is a little bit difficult, given that if you want to play Infinite Wealth, the general consensus is that you should play, like, literally everything before it. All the Yakuza games and Like a Dragon, Yakuza Like a Dragon, I should say. You don't have to play the older Yakuza games. You absolutely need to play Yakuza Like a Dragon before Infinite Wealth. You don't need to play the mainline Kiryu games, but it would be incredibly, and let me reiterate, incredibly beneficial for you, given that Kiryu is one of the main characters in this game, and a lot of it is bringing forth some finality to his story arc. You won't find it as rewarding if you're not familiar with his story arc, if you guys get what I'm saying, but it's kind of difficult to be like, before you play Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, go play like 8 billion games, each of them being 50 hours long if you want to do all the content. Like, that's a tall ask, and Yakuza 3, 4, 5, and 6 show their age, so Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is great. It's my game of the year, 1A, 1B, alongside Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I understand getting into it is pretty difficult. But if you're already caught up and you've just been waiting for IW to go on sale, this is a great price. Sonic Frontiers, $18.90, excellent deal. Loved Sonic Frontiers, thought it was a great game. Thought the levels were well-designed gameplay. Certainly they can build upon it, but hopefully they do that in the sequel. Soundtrack is phenomenal. Like, Sonic games, for some reason, just always have banger soundtracks, and you get that with Frontiers as well. Persona titles, all of these are discounted as well. You've got Persona 4 at $10.79. If you're talking from a value standpoint, that's probably the best pickup. Persona 5 Royal is $21.60. That's an awesome pickup as well. And then the recently released Persona 3 Reload is 46% off for $37.79. Look, these games give you an absurd amount of hours for your dollar spent. Persona 4, obviously, at it being $10.79, is a disgustingly good deal, but all three games are well worth your time and money. Really, it's more of a time sink than a money sink, but nonetheless, it's quality time spent. But that'll do it for me again. If you're remotely into Japanese titles, tons of good stuff on sale. Check out Green Man Gaming for yourself. Links to everything in the description box below. And if you pick anything up, I do get affiliate kickback, and that is much appreciated. But Steam keys for all of these as well, as always, and better deals than what's offered on Steam right now. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.